Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm laughing because I'm looking at all the remarks in regards to the Kim Burrell video, and everything that I stated that the black community does and the black church does is reflected in the comments. The level of ignorance and hypocrisy and a judgmental spirit that's been in the black church, has always been in the black church, will be in the black church to the end of time. And this is why the church is imploding. This is why people are leaving the church. I keep hearing about the so-called quote unquote gay agenda. The only agenda that you're living under is your religion. Your religion, you use your religion to govern your life. Your religion controls your life. It controls how you look at other people. It controls how you judge people. So at the end of the day, the only agenda that you are operating under is your religion. Um, and this is actually the reason why originally when the Europeans left Europe was because of the Catholic Church and the Catholic Church and all its implications and all of the things that it was trying to do. This is the reason why they left Europe and came to America, because the Catholic Church was trying to control everything. And the church, in their blind faith, did a lot of heinous things and still continue to do so. Again, I'm not going to argue with you. I can't argue with a group of people who believe in what they believe. I can't argue with you if you believe that animals from all over the world came together and settled on a boat for a couple of days as the world was flooded out. I can't argue if you believe a penguin came all the way from Antarctica to Turkey to get on the boat. I can't argue if you believe two pairs of every animal in the world were able to fit into one boat. That's physically impossible. I can't argue if you believe what you believe in. Your blind faith has taken away logic and critical thinking, and you can't argue with someone who doesn't have critical thinking, because they're not going to be able to fully grasp that which you are saying. So, furthermore, with that being said, I don't have any hate towards the black community. I'm just calling it is what it is. I have friends of mine who are leaders in the black community. I'm in the black church, and I have friends of mine who are free thinkers and are part of the conscious movement. And we all could come together and talk and agree to disagree. But again, the comments that I seen in the video, I wasn't surprised. I was expecting the typical abomination, the gay agenda. These are all illogical arguments from people that are ignorant. It's the same thing. It's always going to be the same thing. You're always going to hear the same rhetoric from church people. They can't never come with a deep argument. It's always the same thing. Oh, you're abomination. You've been saying that for hundreds of years now. Can I come up with a new term? It's old. It's so dead. You can't even get offended. If anything, you gotta laugh at them. It's just like, these motherfuckers really believe in this shit. And there's so many of you that are blinded. At the end of the day, you're being controlled. You're being controlled by your religion. It's all this is another divisive measure. Your religion isn't getting you further in life, especially black people. The black church, black people are still behind. We're not getting any further. Your religion is not serving you any purpose. So you can be a Christian. You can believe whatever you want to believe in. But at the end of the day, it's not really serving you any purpose. How is it helping you? Our community, it's not helping our community. If anything, our religion has made us kind of docile to kind of accept the bullshit, if you will. But yeah, I'm hearing people are upset about it, but it's all right. You can be upset. You can say what you want to say. It's a free country, but I'm not retracting my statements. I'm not changing what I said. I'm going to stand by it. Again, like I said, how can you say you're against? You call it perversion. You say it's perverse. You say people who do it are perverse, but then you turn around and ask those perverse people to do your hair and to sing on your choir and to run your churches and to be ushers at your churches, to construct programs at your churches, to be leaders in your religious organizations, but at the same time you call them perverse. If something is perverse or somebody's perverse and you think they're beneath you, how do you still entertain them? How do you still deal with them? It's hypocrisy. I can't say you're beneath me, you're perverse and you're dirty, you're filthy, but then I associate with you. If you consider something perverse, someone perverse, you consider what they do was perverse and dirty, and you associate with them, doesn't that make you perverse as well? I'm confused. So if you play with a dog that has fleas, eventually you're going to get fleas as well. So it's just a thought. Just a thought. Just be careful with the words you say. But living how we live in this country, your words don't hurt. We've been through more than what you ever can imagine. And you don't understand because you don't know. And the crazy thing about it, you choose to remain ignorant. You don't want to have a dialogue with no one. You don't want to get to know anybody. You don't want to get to speak to people, see what's going on in the world. You just choose to judge. And this is why you can keep your religion. You can keep your religion. You can keep your faith. Keep it. If it makes you ignorant, if it makes you stupid, if it makes you intolerant and disrespectful, you can keep it. That's not of God. That's man. All this religion stuff is man-made. There's no God in it. And let me tell you why there's no God in it. Because it's foolishness. And it's loaded with fallacies and illogical things that don't match up. And it's not consistent. So you can keep it. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. And it is what it is at this point. To the people who enjoyed the video, I thank you. I'm glad you watched it. I'm glad you had an opinion about it. I hope everyone's having a blessed new year. I am. And I'm thankful that God let me live to see another day. But 2017, I'm going to be more spiritual. This is going to be me and God. I'm kind of getting tired of church. I'm getting tired of religion. I'm tired of religion. It's not doing anything for me. I'm seeking God solely. My walk with God. I knew God before I knew church. Before I knew church programs and the gospel choirs. I knew God. And I'm going to stick with it. I'm taking it back to the origin, how it used to be. And last time I checked, Jesus didn't preach no church. So I'm seeking Him and walking with Him and standing on my own. This religion is just redundant. It's not going anywhere. It's not helping our community at all. And the church used to be a safe haven for the black community. It used to be a place that people can go and get encouragement and get what they need. But nowadays, that's not there anymore. All you get from there now is judgment and condemnation. And very seldom do you see a church that does stuff for the community. My church pastor, he feeds the community. They do a lot for the community, which is a blessing. But you very seldom now see places where you can go and get quote-unquote support and encouragement from those that can't be Christ-like. But it's like you came to be Christ-like, but you don't show any Christ-like characteristics. If Jesus was to come back today or tomorrow, He will not gather His church, because His church is not reminiscent of Him. In fact, the church of today reminds me of the Pharisees and Sadducees that He used to talk about when He was walking the earth. The church today is reminiscent of the group of people that He used to criticize. And I find that so ironic. Everyone claims to be so Jesus out. And at the end of the day, it's a spirit of religion. It's not God. It's spirit of religion. It's a difference. You can keep the spirit of religion. I don't want that. I've seen the spirit of religion for quite some time in the black community. And even for some of my family members, the spirit of religion is detrimental and it's deadly. It poses as godly. It poses as godliness, but it's a spirit of religion. It's false. And it's rooted on the worship and the practices and the idolatry of men and women in the cloth. It has nothing to do about God. It's about appeasing people and appearances and maintaining appearances that you can be quote unquote accepted from people. And a lot of you walk and put on for other people, but you're not living for Him. You don't please Him. So at the end of the day, I'd rather walk in truth and be transparent and be real about who I am versus living a lie to appease to the masses. I'm not monolithic. I'm not a robot, and I refuse to dumb myself down and lie about who I am to please you or whoever else who may cast judgment. You don't have a hell to save me from or heaven to send me to. So, to all my critics, take care. You're involved. All my critics, take care. Your opinion is insufficient, just like your bank account. Take care.